Hi People is pleased to present 40 Days 40 FinTechs, an initiative under its Include Everyone program, as it continues to lead the way in advocacy for the creation and dissemination of technology that enables financial inclusivity. The 40 Days 40 FinTechs is shining a spotlight on those that are breaking down digital barriers and bringing millions more on the continent into the transactional space and transforming their lives for the better. 40 Days 40 FinTechs is presented in proud partnership with Crossleg Technologies, Modus Box, Modulo Foundation, and Level 1 Projects.
We partner with mobile network operators and financial service providers to provide credit services to entrepreneurs in emerging markets. And so far, we have disbursed more than $3 billion in loans to over 18 million customers in 7 markets.
It is about convenience, affordability, and more importantly, accessibility. If you think about our customer on the ground, and especially those people in the rural areas that we have been talking about or off the grid, they have to make a very important decision. And that decision is, should I keep that money that I have in my hand in cash in my pocket, or should I put it on my mobile phone?
Remember, the objective of government and in which we align is to improve what you call financial inclusion. You need everyone to be able to take part in these new ways of payment, to take part in the industry to also gain efficiencies.
We saw an opportunity to bridge the gap between the mobile money networks and the traditional financial institutions. And so through offering this integration service, we are able to enable seamless transfer of funds between the two systems, both from the mobile money system into financial institution systems, and also the reverse from financial institutions into the mobile money systems.
So far, we have integrated with one of the aggregators, so you can receive your payment through Airtel Money, MTN Money, and any other teleco. And we are also on the stage of putting bank, where your money for the produce can be directly sent to you.
Using our e-payment platform, this farmer is able to get their income for their produce when they present it to our collection centers through our agents. A payment is triggered through the agent, and this farmer is able to get their money for their produce.
Indimiro is an online garden that deals in fresh foodstuffs. It is going to help us deal directly with the farmers.
We offer unsecured working capital loans to micro and small businesses through our mobile app. Our loans require no paperwork, no collateral, and are dispersed directly to your phone within 2 hours.
We have the Ubuntu SX, which is an aggregation software for stock exchanges around Africa.
Merchants and other fintech innovators can leverage on the power of our APIs to develop fintech products and integrate the services in their applications and websites.
We have short-term loans, which are paid within either weekly or daily. We provide farm inputs on credit.
As a borrower, no longer do you have to walk from door to door looking for a lender that's able to lend you against your security. Just get onto the app, download it, get your account set up, and then submit your loan request, which is then relayed to all the lenders.
Sente has 4 solutions. The first solution, we call it disbursements. So what disbursement means is sending mobile money, airtime, and data to a lot of people. So you can send those items to your team members, to suppliers, or your other business stakeholders.
Now, when you generate your pay form, you can distribute it on any social media platform, by SMS, by WhatsApp, or on Facebook, on Twitter, whatsoever. And your client or your potential client, when they click on it, they will see your product you are selling. They can pass their command and make their payment. It implies that you can sell online without actually having an e-commerce website. You can collect payments without any integration.
Our vision at ChapChap is to bring small businesses into a digital age and enable financial inclusion for them and the customers that they serve.
Our purpose is to enhance the financial resilience of the low and medium income earners. in Eastern Africa.
What we're doing here is simplifying payments for endless possibilities. We're building technologies, across board that will simplify the way Africa makes payments to each other, but also to the world.
To many people would mean having QuickBooks on mobile money rails. What that means is as a company, what we've done is integrated all the telecom companies in the country and in many countries on the continent and enable that access through a single login.
We mainly deal with connecting customers across Africa and in Uganda specifically to different vendors that they need to get any services that they need, from food to all the way to fast-moving consumer goods like groceries, and then electronics and appliances of any sort.
Kanzo Money is a payment platform that enables business owners to easily make payments to their employees, to vendors, and to their service providers across multiple FSPs.
We tend to speak to omuchala wa kaduka, nalongo wa kaduka, and the neighborhood shops.
The School Advanced solution is meant to aid the school fees challenge. We have heard of scenarios whereby a parent has sent their child to school, but the child has been sent back home due to lack of school fees or half-paid school fees. So with this solution, we are trying to cater for that problem by giving low-interest loans to parents to pay their child's fees in full that will be paid back after a certain period of time.
It's a digital platform for parents to manage their children's education expenses and also the health, academic, and other school affairs information.
What Insure Small is a microinsurance strategy for the forgotten consumer. The forgotten consumer comes from an environment where traditional insurance have produced products and distributed them in the same way, and that has created the forgotten consumer.
So we decided to start Bulade Financial Services, basically focusing on helping people improve their security of tenure through voluntary saving and access to affordable credit facilities. And this in turn, we thought it will help them use that same land to grow themselves.
After the hackathon, we were able to have a cash management system. Then we developed the web platform as we went on.
So Yasako is a micro instant credit for utilities. So our main focus, of course, is electricity. We believe that electricity is a factor of production, and if anyone does not have electricity, then we believe nothing can proceed or go on.
Club Tangaza will aim at demystifying all these beliefs that are surrounding software development or software engineering, especially for the girls, for young girls, women, and ladies.
Our data center is carrier neutral. This means that we connect any kind of fiber provider to our data center. It's also cloud neutral, means that we open up for any cloud service providers who are willing to extend their cloud platforms into our facility to be able to actually service the SME and corporate needs.
Jumo is implementing the level 1 project principles like the tiered KYC, and for someone to be able to get onto our platform, all they just have to have is a mobile money account. And to have a mobile money account, all you need is have a SIM card registered.
Interoperability is moving money from one ecosystem into another. Take, for example, moving money from Airtel to MTN, moving money from MTN to a bank, moving money from a bank to a card.
Interoperability is the ability of different payment systems to talk to each other.
So the technology, I feel like in terms of innovating and technology, we've done that in terms of interoperability. What we need to work on now is the cost, because until we work on the cost, it doesn't matter how much we've innovated, people will just not use the systems.
If there is interoperability, I can be able to, automatically get someone's KYC information, for example. I can be able to get someone's CRB information. I can be able to get all this information that can help me score the customer.
Down from $200 for connectivity to just $18 per month. And that is really the power of, when you have interoperability. But the concept, the context must be right.
If you send money from your mobile wallet to someone's bank account, how can the bank trust that instruction to settle that instruction in real time and have value on the account in real time? Now, one of the things that for that to happen, the two parties must trust each other. Remember that interoperability is really about two systems exchanging information. Once information from system A is sorted by system B, then system B can rely on that to do real-time settlement.
A farmer's cash is their cash. But if you pay a farmer and you take even an hour before they see the money on their phone, that's a problem.
People are shying away from interoperability because of a couple of things. Firstly, cost. But also secondly, the delays that happen as money is moving. If I sent you money on your bank account on Friday, knowing you receive it on Monday, then that already distorts the entire concept of interoperability.
It's a problem to transfer funds from one bank to another. From some banks, their links are always down when you want to transfer from your phone to the bank or vice versa.
Interoperability is the inevitable future for any economy, seeing how things are going. We've had disruption in the social aspects, whereby we now have platforms that bring us together on a global scale. Doesn't matter who I am, if I have a name and an email, I can log on and connect with people worldwide. Why should payments be left behind?
Interoperability, I believe, is the way to go, and real-time payments are reduced on frustrations for clients.
Interoperability is a must-do thing for us to have all these systems, the mobile money, the banking systems, and the personal e-wallets that we see to seamlessly serve the citizens. The bus operator would want to fuel their bus the same day. So if you process anything online, they would want their money just as soon as possible.
The charge is still high if you're going to send money from one teleco to another. So we're looking at a time where these charges are going to be level. If I'm sending money from an MTN number to another MTN number, I'm charged, let's say, 500 shillings for a certain amount. Then if I'm also going to send the same amount to an Airtel number, I should be charged the same 500 shillings.
The interesting considerations around real-time payments and interoperability is how successful and how important they've been in other markets. So the reason for digital adoption, cashless adoption in, let's say, the UK or the US or Europe is because of the interoperability between banks and FinTechs. And that interoperability is real time. So if I'm in a shop and I want to pay for something using my bank card, I can do that at the bare minimum, but also I can sit at lunch and I can send my friends for free on different banks, different networks, payment.
In this country, and indeed Africa, there are two other compelling factors, drivers for digital financial services. That's access to affordable credit and then access to markets.
They have an incredible amount of promise. Because if you think about it, if Bank of Uganda right now decides that they're going to issue a digital currency using our framework of national ID, that will be amazing, because literally every adult Ugandan will immediately get a mobile account instantly.
We as FinTechs have to look into a way of making people not need to convert the money back to cash, because it reduces your value. When somebody gives you 10,000 shillings in MTN mobile money, has he given you 10,000 shillings or 10,000 shillings less withdrawal charges?
If at this point I only have data from Airtel that says this customer transacts A, B, C, D, that's all I have to work with. But if I know that customer A has the transactions that I have, but also I can be able to view the CRB report, I'm also able to know that this is what this customer spends on in terms of payments and things like that. I'm able to, I know that customer better. Banks, MNOs, we should look at a way we reduce this cost. At the end of the day, the consumer doesn't know the process that you've gone through to link their mobile money account to the bank.
Essentially, the central bank was made to regulate banks. Going into a space they've not been familiar with, there's got to be a bit of a learning curve. But we are confident that as they learn the operations of FinTechs, then we shall see regulation catching up and we shall see a much more better environment.
We need to sit down as several authorities in the country and come up with a national strategy that supports real-time payments and interoperability. Once that is in place, it then means that a framework that can guide all of us in terms of the part that we play can be brought up, and then we can understand and agree on an entry criteria.
My platform, EasyAgric, needs to be able to pay both to bank and to the mobile money. So to bank for the high-end value farmers who are getting money maybe above 2 million, right? So you're talking about 2 million should go to my bank account at a very low cost. And then I'm talking about a farmer who is receiving 500,000 after 6 months. So you see, this money ideally has to go to the farmer's mobile wallet.
DataWeb is one of those platforms that actually has interoperability at another level, because you get to use Visa, you can also use mobile money.
We're in a world now where banks understand that they need to partner, where FinTechs understand that they need to partner. You can't hold your full regulatory stack or full technology stack or infrastructure. We heard from FlutterWave earlier about the requirements for them to jump through hurdles to integrate so that other people can have seamless transaction. And it's that sort of collaboration that will be vital, not just between banks, but between FinTech, between telecoms, and really that whole payment ecosystem.
Open banking is about third parties being able to look at banking data, and from that data they make decisions. The reason why there's a very low uptake of credit in our economy is that everybody has their silo of information. The bank has its information, the credit reference bureaus have their information, we tier 4s have our information, and there's no general body of information that is known.
Banks should openly welcome ecosystems into their systems and initiate them so that there is a free movement of cash.
The concept of open banking is that I should be able, and again, it has started a bit with the issue of agents. Now an agent of Bank A can serve a customer of Bank B. Yes, there are so many players and so many routes, and because of that, cost goes up. But also we've seen a trend where there is protectionism by some of the players. A bank will feel that, and we saw this playing out on the issue of ATMs. If a bank has 40 ATMs, and you're telling this bank, make your ATMs available to anyone else that has a card holder, then they will feel that they're exposing their technology to banks who are taking the benefit without putting in as much money. And the same with agents. Banks are feeling, I have 3,500 agents. Bank B has only 2 agents, but the customers of Bank B are using my agents. And so there's been a bit of protectionism. And what that does is that it drives up cost.
We have an opportunity in recent technology to allow for innovation to take place by different players. We in the banks are busy innovating payments. FinTechs are doing so. MNOs are doing so. So open banking is simply saying, as a banking institution, we want for anybody that has innovated and is going to create real value in the payments ecosystem to come and integrate with us.
As a financial sector, we need to do more in terms of collaboration, in terms of synergies, to make sure that we can transact efficiently and also with controls so that there is no fraud.
The main thing is the security and the service fees. So as long as there is good understanding between different service providers of who takes what and how secure is the communication between each other, then really it would improve the efficiency of transaction processing.
What the central bank digital currency will be, it will be a kind of mobile money system where there'll be a server in central bank saying X has this amount of money, e-money.
The central bank has the aspirations of different sovereignties. So if you come out to offer a threat to the existence of the central bank, then you complicate the possibility of acceptance.
I think central banks are approaching this with a handbrake on. Ultimately, whether or not it works, and you know, the initial optimists thought it was going to take the whole world by storm, but the realists are beginning to say no, national currencies are going to stay on for a while. So I think there are debates on both sides, and there are great names on both sides, and I wouldn't want to say one is better than the other, but I imagine it's something the central banks would certainly resist for a long time.
I advise every developer to first concentrate on developing secure systems. And when they have that, then we can upgrade.
We have a bit of knowledge, but they also need to listen to economists. What are economists saying about these things? What are lawyers? Because there's a legal aspect to all of these things. So I think it's a concerted effort, and we need to begin to sit down and to have this conversation, frankly, from a point of knowledge.
The fact is, we still have a number of hurdles to cross. Cash is still king for a reason. It's still the most trusted. It's still the most understood. If I hand you a cash note here, you don't need to ask yourself or ask so much of what to do with it.
I believe for the success of such a systems, the government have come in and do its part to monitor, manage, and actually regulate highly.
The benefits are extremely noble. I think when we think about it from a consumer perspective, it really does finally remove the need to have intermediaries in any financial transactions. So if I can send you money, whether I'm in the most rural of settings or the most urban of settings, without the need of a bank. So no one needs a bank account ever again.
It is not the banks or the big players to foster inclusivity. It is the people to ask through their representatives to ensure inclusivity.
With the penetration of mobile money, we now see that everyone has a mobile phone and they can be able to access a mobile money account, which is, first step of, getting that financial inclusion access.
Much more can be done, lowering taxes, bringing up legislation that empowers people that use these technologies, passing laws that remove the need for cash, for example. There shouldn't be cash offices at URA. There shouldn't be cash offices at any of the government institutions. They should say all of these should be paid for using mobile money. People like Umeme took that up. You can't now go to Umeme and pay a bill. And I believe that forced people that initially wanted to pay for Umeme to now have money on their mobile wallets.
This is an opportunity for both the women and the men, to come together, work together, and make money together. And no one is left out.
There's a lot of room for collaboration to see that we can meet the requirements of the entire payments landscape. And in that, we need to see that those who are subscribed onto wallets can easily interact with the banks. Those who are with FinTechs can easily do banking.
We need that level of tailoring things to be more local and cheaper.
If somebody cannot afford, for example, a smartphone or a basic feature phone, they will not be able to use the service. If I need to get a border of maybe 8,000 to go to a town center to withdraw money and I'm charged, it doesn't make business sense.
I think what we can do is, as consumer and fintech businesses, we can find really cool reasons for customers not to use cash.
We need to see how we bring down the costs of transacting, how to increase outreach. The banking sector has tried to introduce agency banking, but in the areas we're operating, these bank agents are only in the towns. So even when you paid a farmer or a trader using mobile money, cashing it out also becomes a challenge.
40 Days 40 FinTechs, and I believe this is season 2 of the initiative, has really played quite a pivotal role in increasing the awareness about the solutions which are out there in the market by paying detailed attention to various fintechs and the solutions that they're offering and the various services that they offer goes a long way in increasing awareness both locally, because even on a local scale, there isn't much attention that is paid to innovators, local innovators in Uganda. Most of the attention is paid to the larger players.
We are very excited to be a part of 40 Days 40 FinTechs. It's an initiative that showcases the diversity and the innovation currently taking place in our space. We think that visibility is important to facilitate attention, to create support, and nurture potential collaborations and partnerships.
Now, when you do a startup and when you have a fintech and when you need to take those services, what is your single biggest need? Or one is the single biggest thing that you actually need? You need visibility. You need somebody to take your story to the larger ecosystem, to the larger customers. And that is why some of these initiatives like 40 Days, 40 FinTech, etc., the more visibility they give to this sector, the more visibility they give to the individual fintechs, the more visibility they give to the different use cases that people are trying to build to expand of this industry, the more we will accelerate the development of this entire industry.
It's a recognition that the industry has grown. And it's also a recognition that this industry, like in many other parts of the world, is an enabler or a foundation for so many other industries.
40 Days, 40 FinTechs is a great initiative because it shines a light on the achievements happening in the FinTech space, not just in Uganda, but in Africa.
I'm moving in the right direction because it highlights or spotlights the different FinTechs and what they're trying to achieve.
There are many CEOs, many business leaders out there that are operating in the dark, no opportunity for their products and the likes to be shared.
40-Day 40 FinTechs initiative has provided FinTechs with a platform to learn, to discuss common challenges and share ideas on how best we can resolve them.
40 Days and 40 FinTechs have given us that visibility within the media and within the community at large.
IIPS has presented many opportunities in terms of awareness in the market. It's a voice that many of the fintech players have actually lived to appreciate.
Has helped a number of fintech companies and businesses.
Digital payments or digital finance is Africa's opportunity to leap into the future. And so with 40 Days, 40 FinTechs, we're accelerating that.
40 Days, 40 FinTechs has made a big difference for us as an organization and I think for the industry itself. In what way? Developing a product is the easiest bit. Marketing the product is the hardest and most expensive.
It's great in the sense that it offers a possibility of convergence of purpose for the fintech industry.
You're in darkness and then you have somebody showing up with a candle and saying, I'm going to amplify you.
The 40 Days, 40 FinTechs shines a spotlight on the various innovations in the industry. The innovations are exposed to the venture capitalists and also other market stakeholders, such as the customers, but also helps us to peer network better and peer learn from one another.
What programs like 40 Days, 40 FinTechs has done is that it's given the other FinTechs a chance, the ones that are still new now, it's an empowerment platform to allow them, number one, the power to interact with the ones that have gone ahead of them.
Quite very adept or quite very applicable to where we are, because a lot of information is needed to share and to get Uganda out of the slump in the economy that it's going to be.
In as much as we strive to give solutions, we may not have the entire technology that we need in order to sustain such huge projects.
40 Days, 40 FinTech initiative has helped us in a way. It has widened our understanding of the financial sector as regards technology.
We interact, and of course, the more we interact, we share ideas and come up with innovations that are tailored to boosting and growing the market space.
We are learning a lot from different fintechs that are participating in the 40 Days 40 FinTechs program, listening to very many great stories and getting very many good ideas from them.
40 Days 40 FinTechs is shining a light on different fintechs, ours inclusive, Kanzu Code, on different fintechs out there and their innovations. And this is actually encouraging people to actually try out these different innovations.
40 Days 40 FinTechs gives us this platform to engage, to interact, and also come up with either a solution or see how to leverage on the available opportunities. We were able to get a partner that helped us to get connected to the embassy of the United States. And now we are in a partnership of selling with the diaspora people.
What we see with the 40-day 40 FinTech program is that it has built a FinTech ecosystem. Now, this ecosystem is a rich gold mine for networking.
40 Days 40 FinTechs is championing digital inclusion by shining a light on local startups and firms that are providing digital solutions to automate business processes.
40 Days 40 FinTechs project will empower startups like Cyber to gain cheap access to local market as well as international market.
It broadened our minds towards financial inclusion and interoperability, that whenever we develop systems, we think beyond that client whom we are developing for. So that is how the 40 Days 40 FinTechs has really empowered us as Computing Palace.
The financial space, it's a trust business. People need to know about you, need to see you working, need to see you approved, that they can trust you to process their money. And so what this platform has done for us specifically is, being a company that just came into Uganda a couple of years ago, the platform to showcase us and what we're doing and what we've done in other parts of the world has been a springboard for us. So today I have merchants who say, look, I saw you speaking at 40 Days 40 FinTechs. How can I be a part? How can I use your service? For us, it's, how do we begin to spread the gospel of financial technology? And 40 Days 40 FinTechs not only does it for us, but brings across all partners, brings across all FinTechs, to showcase them, and it builds the trust in the entire ecosystem.
And I can't go without thanking our general sponsors, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation through the Level 1 Project Initiative. Thank you for supporting this. We couldn't do this without you. And to our partners, Moja Loop Foundation, Modaxbox, Cross Lake Technologies, thank you so much, and may God bless you.